cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Kiman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host.
Up next, we get an update from the Family Resource Center on their activities involving Men's Month, and we open up the phone lines later on to hear from you. Talk Today's next on Radio K-Man. Stay with me.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Thank you for letting me be a part of your afternoon. Beautiful Thursday afternoon in Georgetown. Nice day outside. And of course, happy Thanksgiving to all our American and K-American listeners. Yes, you can forget your diet today. All the restaurants love today, right? They're packed. The delis at the grocery stores, they've got lines going out the doors for people getting their, traditional Thanksgiving food. Thanksgiving is it's truly a great American tradition. It's all about family and the gathering together in the kitchen and around the dining table and being grateful for our blessings. Then you watch a football game and drink a little bit, right? And Caymanians have really taken Thanksgiving on board, except for the public holiday. We got to try and see if we can fix that, right? Now, not just K-Americans, as I refer to those of us Caymanians, such as myself, that have spent a good part of their life in the U.S., but Caymanians in general, they really love Thanksgiving. It really demonstrates the Cayman America connection. Of course, Thanksgiving has all the elements that a Caymanian would traditionally practice. There's the family gathering element, the religious element, the giving of thanks, and the most important of all, lots of good food. Yes. We Caymanians like our food. Good food and plenty of it. and we never get enough at the event. No. No, we have to take that takeaway container or, a paper plate with aluminum foil. We got to take some home because we're going to have some more of that food later on, right? You can't leave the event empty-handed. Got to take some home. But I think so Thanksgiving's such a big thing here. Let's go ahead and declare it a holiday. Make it 100%. And then we can get to watch the football game too, right? I know we have a Caymanian Thanksgiving. This year it's December 7th. It's on a Sunday. Does anyone really celebrate it though, or observe it? I don't know. I know I'm guilty of not really playing it up, observing it in our house. It's there, and it just kind of sort of flies very low under the radar. It just passes by a lot of us. But I wonder how many people actually celebrate it. Right now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll hear from the Family Resource Center. Stay with me.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami, and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply, and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Starting January 1, 2026, the minimum wage in the Cayman Islands will increase to CI $8.75 per hour. This change is designed to ensure fair pay and to support workers across the islands. Whether you're an employee or an employer, it is important to understand how this adjustment affects you. Learn more about the new rate, how it's applied, and what it means for your workplace by visiting gov.ky/DLP or email minimumwage@gov.ky.
The biggest shopping week of the year is here. It's Black Friday week at A.L. Thompson's, November 21st through 29th. Enjoy incredible deals on TVs, electronics, housewares, appliances, tools, and outdoor living. Plus, we're now the official Samsung electronics dealer in the Cayman Islands, offering full warranty coverage on all 2025 TV models. Find everything you need for your home and the holidays in one place. Black Friday week, November 21st to 29th, only at A.L. Thompson's, Georgetown.
This Black Friday, Reflections is bringing the heat with a blowout sale you can't afford to miss. Reflections have selected shoes from top brands like Adidas, Reebok, US Polo, Puma, Nike, and even work boots. Buy one pair for just $40 or get two for only $75. And it gets better. Grab selected Dockers footwear. Buy one pair, get the second pair free. Ladies, we've got you too. Choose from selected items of women's clothing. Buy one item for $15 or two for just $25. And save 50% off selected women's jeans. It's the Reflections Black Friday blowout sale. But hurry, deals are major and apply to select items only. Reflections, 506 Shen Road, across from Kirk Napa Auto Parts.
See yourself in reflections. Oh, in reflections.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back to Talk Today. The Family Resource Center has been having activities related to International's Men's Month. And today we turn our attention to discussing the risk factors that lead to men making choices that take them to prison. In the studio with me are Charmaine Miller of the Family Resource Center and Hilton Grace, who is a counselor at Northward Prison. Welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
And
thanks for having us again.
Mr. Grace, your first time here. Good to have you.
With you.
First time on this show? Okay.
Yeah, he's done quite a few of these, right, Hilton?
So today we're looking at how lifestyles and choices lead to prison.
Absolutely.
Does the Family Resource Center work with Northward?
We do, and I always find it extremely rewarding. So over the summer is when we actually go to the prison. Summer and Christmas time, we go to the prison to run programs or workshops. So during the summer period, we run a program called Fathers First. And so the objective of that program is to target those men who are currently incarcerated, but maybe their release date is coming up. It could be a year, 2 years, in which they should potentially be released and be reintegrated into society. So our goal in running that Fathers First program is to prepare them to parent their children differently, right? To focus on being a healthy, positive male father figure to their children who unfortunately they haven't been in their lives because they've been incarcerated. So it's been an extremely rewarding experience. And I've been working with FRC for 13 years and we've been doing it annually. Full on 10 to 12 weeks program. And oftentimes what happens is that we get about 10 fathers who may have multiple children. Some of them are first-time fathers. Some of them are older fathers, right? And so there's quite a mix in dynamic of fathers and some of the issues that they're experiencing. But there's always commonality in terms of, that fear of not being present. Where's my sense of authority when I'm questioned as to why I'm incarcerated? How do I respond to those questions? My relationship with my child's mother is pretty much, it's poor or almost non-existent. How do we tackle that? How do we address that? So we focus a lot on improving. Some of the sessions are focused on communication, improving their relationships, not only with their co-parent as it stands, but also their children. Sometimes it's building that relationship, especially if they've been incarcerated from, let's say the child's age was maybe 3 or 4 and they have very little recollection of their father. And so trying to figure out a way in which they can have presence without necessarily exposing their young ones into that environment also. So we've been doing some good work with the prison and as it pertains to that annually. Right now, we are about to go back into the prison next week in celebration of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And so that's another campaign that we run that follows straight after International Men's Day. And that campaign is focused on a specific gender, which is our women and our young girls who, based on statistics, they are the ones that are experiencing high levels of violence in comparison to our men and boys. And so what we do is something called a clothesline project. It's really fascinating. It's an experiential art-based activity. And it's the idea that every shirt stems from the States as an initiative, represents a color, a type of abuse, right? Whether that is domestic, child abuse, whether you experience murder within your community. And so through the facilitation of this workshop, they used art to creatively reflect on that trauma or that experience that they've had. Now, I don't know if you've stopped by the post office in Georgetown.
Yeah, I saw the shirts.
You saw the shirts? Okay. So the shirts should be displayed the other way around. Currently, they are not. And so we're working with Public Works on that. But those are shirts, not only over there, but also in the various clinics across Grand Cayman that are displayed. And so that's called the Clothesline Project. It's the full concept of airing out your dirty laundry, right? Because back in the 90s, when we were experiencing domestic violence in our own homes or in our community, no one was talking about it, right? It was something shameful to talk about. And so the whole idea of displaying the shirts in this way, it opens up dialogue. It opens up a conversation, whether it's not me or Hilton or you, but we are talking about it in some way to help, create some sense of awareness and to a certain extent action. And so that's what we're doing. We're wrapping up International Men's Day. It's been extremely successful, and I thought it would be wonderful to bring in Hilton. Hilton is not new to the field at all. He has tremendous amount of experience, and it's great that now he's integrated in the prison system, and we continue to work together. So I really wanted today to focus on that pathway that sometimes we call it the school to prison pipeline, and I know as a community, we've been talking a lot about our boys and how, as a mom of boys, sometimes feeling that our boys are being left behind, our girls have been super empowered. They are propelling, they are achieving academically at higher standards than our boys. And unfortunately, when we don't have a lot of protective factors in our boys' lives, whether it is mentorship, which that was our focus the entire month, sports, after curricular activity, positive male role models, counselors, all these things that really help our boys to develop. If we don't have that, then what happens is they make poor choices. Right, and so that's what Hilton is here to enrich us on.
So let me ask you, Mr. Grace. We hear this a lot about girls excelling more than young boys in our society. From your experience, what's the imbalance there? What's wrong?
So, girls tend to excel initially. Boys, when they excel, they're usually late bloomers, except for those who are really brilliant from the start. But that comes about squarely because of socialization. We tend to offer young women a little bit more responsibilities than we do our boys, and so they're able to learn and connect. So they're, as well as physiologically, their brain development slightly is a little bit faster than a boy. If you were to compare a 15-year-old girl, they mature quicker because of the exposure. And maturity in this sense is that they are able to connect dots more often. They are a bit more responsible, will be a bit more organized, etc. Whilst because boys don't necessarily have the same types of responsibilities. Again, because of how we grow them, they tend to be slightly slower. Right? There's also the issue of that maternal instinct. Now, we're not saying that all women are going to be mothers, but the maternal instinct is that instinct to care, that instinct to engage emotions like empathy. So girls tend to grasp that a little bit quicker than do our boys.
So what are the trends that you see common among men who end up in prison?
So they are not dissimilar for the factors that bring women, but they are more pronounced. So in our world, we talk about something, a broad list of issues called adverse childhood experiences.
Explain that.
So these are what happened. These again, adverse, anything bad that has happened to us. So witnessing of domestic violence, issues of physical and or sexual abuse, the exposure to neglect, etc. So there are 7 core of those adverse challenges that when people are exposed to them, it really elicits trauma. And again, back to the issue of protection, we tend generally to protect the girls whilst we say toughen up. So you're falling or something bad has happened to you, you suck that up and you deal with it. Whilst we are more likely to say, hey, let us try some healing with the ladies. I'm not saying that happens all the time, but that's a general tendency. So we have adverse childhood experiences.
You fall down, the man is, the boys was jump up and keep going.
And keep going whilst we brush the girl off and say, oh, don't mind, or we pacify them. And as a matter of fact, when it comes on, a lot of men in prison have what we call anxiety issues. They can't pacify themselves. So they end up using substances. Whilst again, the girls, we would pacify them, would help them to so they can regulate their emotions. Whilst a lot of the boys are not necessarily exposed to that. So as you said, adverse childhood experiences. We have something we also call attachment. Now, attachment we use in psychology a lot in terms of how we engage with caregivers. And it's a similar kind of caring where a lot of boys tend to have unhealthy attachment to their caregivers. So we tend to spend less time with them, less attention, etc. So there's that as well. As they also grow up through the school system, we boys tend to kind of get a little bit left behind because they misbehave more, and that misbehavior is more developmental. So look at a 10-year-old girl probably is able to sit still, which is required in the classroom. A 10-year-old boy, he's not necessarily, because he's full of energy, and so again he would tend to get into trouble, and so that also start some of those processes. So it's about how we approach and deal with boys, or well, how we ought to look at them slightly differently so that they're able to achieve, and we're able to divert them from criminal activities.
What about academic achievement? Young men who have not been able to advance academically, they lack some basic learning skills, reading, daily math.
Okay, so similar to, like we said, boys would maybe jumping around, so they're not necessarily paying attention. So you'll find that when it comes on to issues of learning, they may be behind, but it does not mean that they're unintelligent, right? So when we look at some of the special classes now in terms of remediation, you find that something like ADHD in a lot of boys, so they're not able to sit still and take a lesson in, but then we're able to correct some of that later on. But with something like ADHD, that might even form into something else where they simply start misbehaving, not liking authority, etc., and that morphs into another issue with ADD. We call it
Conduct.
it's
Oppositional
oppositional defiance disorder. So it's a lot of
there's something
complex
there
issues.
that prevents them from academically achieving, that they need some kind of help to break through that barrier.
There's definitely underlying issues.
Yes.
Right? Absolutely. So, and that's what Hilton's speaking to in terms of those underlying issues. Could be ADHD. It could be oppositional defiance. It could be conduct disorders. So it could be anxiety.
Yes.
Which is so huge, because anxiety shows up differently for a boy.
and when it comes on to anxiety, I'm looking back even at my own childhood, and I'm like, how we judge, this meritocracy that we have, that if you do well, etc. But the guy who's not really doing well and lifting his hand, it could very well be about anxiety, not wanting to stand up and say anything. Yet we shun these people, so we push them to the margins, and then again, that is how they also get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah. At our forum, anxiety came up. It was a big discussion, really interesting, because Dr. Davis, who's a psychiatrist, talked about how men's anxiety is displayed different. Like a lot of the times for our girls, we're experiencing that internally. For our men, they're experiencing that more externally. So it could be impulsivity. It could be also aggression.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's really interesting. And I think a lot of the men in the room were able to connect to that concept. But to Hilton's point about ACEs, Hilton's working with men. I'm working with kids, right? So the kids 6 to 11. And a lot of what he's pointed at is already showing up for our boys. So it could be that maybe our boys didn't have trauma, but if they didn't have healthy attachment and they're not getting that positive parenting in the household, then that's showing up. It's showing up at school. They're starting to fall behind, and then they almost, because they're impulsive, because they're not understanding the concepts in a classroom setting, and they may be fidgety, they need the movement, but school is so structured, then they're already starting to engage in deviant behavior, right? And then it's slowly, like you talk about socialization, but also kind of like a socialization in the classroom setting, where we slowly start to box those kids in, and they become the unruly ones. And so then at 6, what I find really cool that's happening at our center is parents are self-referring, and parents are recognizing that something's up right now. He's not behaving this way at school, but he does it at home. Or he's behaving this way at home and nothing's going, and he's a perfect child at school. So they're at least being more aware and saying, hey, red flag, I need help. I need to figure this out. Because what we don't want is for these behaviors to become their profile and to become labeled, so that they go into the school system and they get lost in there.
And further,
let's just stick a pin there, because I need to take a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Great.
That's a good
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Le Classique.
Donna Marie, I'm calling to see what you're doing for Black Friday.
Hey, it's going to be a Black Friday weekend sale, Josie.
A weekend sale?
Yep, that's right. This Friday and Saturday, everything's going to be on sale.
Incredible, but you have so much new stock. Are you sure?
Yeah, I could put the new stock at 10%, 20, 30, even up to 50% off store-wide.
Wow, that is exciting. What time you open?
11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And where are you located again?
The Strand Shopping Centre on West Bay Road.
Well, I on my way anyway.
See you there. Don't miss this one, K-Man.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brack and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The Super American Circus is back in Grand Cayman, December 5th to 7th at the Lions Center Christmas Village. Experience jaw-dropping aerial ballet, thrilling high-wire acts, acrobats, a BMX stunt team, comedy, clowns, and non-stop holiday magic. It's 45 minutes of fun and excitement for all ages, supporting acts of random kindness and one-to-one charities. 8 shows, 3 days. Get your tickets now at ticketsplus.ky or eventpro.ky. The Super American Circus, where holiday magic meets world-class entertainment.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're discussing risk factors leading to men ending up in prison. And just before we were going to the break there, Hilton Grace, who's a counselor at Northward Prison, was about to make a point.
So Charmin started talking about the emergence of some of those behaviors in terms of looking at the ECs, the anxiety, etc. And so, unfortunately, what happens without intervention is some of those issues become very cemented and morph into what we call antisocial personality disorder, which is about criminality, not liking authority, etc. And that's why it's so important. Like programs like SNAP is absolutely important. But then there's also some secondary work as they come to the prison where you follow them. But then outside of that, we have other programs that really try to utilize the cognitive behavior therapeutic approach to kind of help them to think about things and examine their lives as well.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about the family and the prisoners who are fathers and not being with their family, the effect on children. Is there a cycle here? Did they come from similar environments?
one of the unfortunate things that happens at prison is sometimes we will see both father and son in prison at the same time.
Oh my. Yeah.
Or we have some families who we know that multi-generation, they're simply in and out. So that does exist. I always say often, if you take the profile of a typical prisoner and you remove their names and you look at all their characteristics and their experiences, you can match that to almost 80-90% of them in terms of their experiences of ACEs, in terms of when they started to behave in criminal activities, etc. Because their stories are so similar. Parental neglect, right? And this even includes when parents are indeed present. So being present doesn't mean actively engage, right? so again, those are some key factors that are important to examine. When you look at their profile, it's very similar in most of the cases.
Can that cycle be broken?
Absolutely, it can, but it requires a lot. Organizations like FRC, one-to-one, the various agencies that exist out there, we have to look primarily at prevention, primary prevention. So being able to intervene early, and then, for example, through the court system, and I know they have started to do some of this diversion of our youth. We have the boys' home in particular, but then there are programs where we can divert them versus them heading straight into prison. Boys to men programs, for example, which again expand youth experiences, where it puts them in touch with a positive, engaged adult and our institutions, because it's not just one or two adults, but it's adults, present adults, it's institutions. It's also developing a society where we are kinder to each other and we're able to empathize. Some of the intergenerational things is where people are judged because of their parents or because of their families and get treated unfairly. So these are some more societal issues on a longer term, which are very important for us to really examine and to unearth.
Now, you mentioned some organizations here, like one-to-one. Is it a matter of showing youngsters who are in that kind of home environment that there is another world, that there is a better way of living, and giving them the role models that they need?
Yeah, I think absolutely. Not all of the kids that are doing mentoring are fatherless, right? Some of them do have their dads, right? But mentorship is about building a relationship, and sometimes you can't do that with your parents. You have a relationship, but it's a different type of relationship, right? But if we're talking about at-risk youth, mentorship helps tremendously, because it allows kids to see that there's another option, that there's somebody that is going to spend time with me, that's not going to judge me, that sees me differently and is invested in my growth. And that's what a mentor does for that child. And that's why these programs like Boys to Men, they have so much success. I was speaking to Chris. This is the year that he's had the largest number of mentees or of boys in his program. He has 200 plus kids.
Yes.
In a school-based program, right? And that's both at, I think Clifton Hunter's number is a bit smaller, but the lead over there is saying the same thing. And so the message is clear. The boys need that. They're craving that. They want that sense of belonging. The boys need that, right?
And structure to a large extent, even though we tend to think that they rebel against that. When you look at the numbers for the cadet corps, though that is unisex, right? But then you have a large number of boys as well who are entering into those. So it is taking those programs and it's really offering youth various options. Because guess what? If I'm stimulated one way and another way in terms of individuals, in terms of institutions, then that broadens my horizon. That really gives me hope that I can think differently, that I can actually dream, because many of these guys do have dreams, but those dreams are stifled because they're not being affirmed by individuals, right? They live in an environment which says, no, that cannot happen. You know, we talk about Youth Flex, for example. You know, we have some budding journalists who came out of that, but it's not just about being on the radio. It's about self-expression. It's about developing public speaking, all of these. Yeah, absolutely. And so these programs exist to further stimulate and offer various options to youth. And we can see that most of the young people who participate in these programs, they do absolutely well. Yes. You know, so the proof is there that it works.
I mean, if a child is in an environment where the only thing that they see is violence, or they come to think that that's normal, right?
They've developed a sense of survival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So if they only see conflicts resolved through violence, they think that is the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, and that's why early intervention is so important. And that's one of the reasons why, like at the Family Resource Center, the fact that many of our clients are self-referred is speaking to clients recognizing that they need help, right? Whether it is that they experience domestic violence, another ACE in the survey is substance abuse.
Yes.
Being, and substance abuse in certain districts in our island is incredibly high, right? So also being exposed to a parent that is an addict or a parent that abuses of substances in whatever shape or form leads to neglect.
Yes.
And all of these factors influence that child's trajectory. And so the overall objective is intervene early, because when I go to the prison, I see kids that missed out on SNAP.
Yes.
That's what I see. I see young men that missed out on an opportunity to get mentoring, that missed out on their parents taking them to receive intervention, whether it's individually or in a group setting. And that's why those choices led to them. And choices that were extremely impulsive, that were based on peer pressure, that were based on, just not even thinking, right? Because you didn't have a positive sounding board sometimes to process that with.
Well, we got about a minute left. Any parting words?
Just to say that the pipeline to prison can be disrupted, and it can be disrupted through involving youth in the various activities that, based on the organizations that we have just spoken about. But also in prison, the secondary work is there, where we continue to engage men and help them to make different choices, and making therapy being available to men as well.
Cheryl Miller and Hilton Grace, thank you so much for joining me in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was enjoyable. Call me Cheryl.
It's coming up. Did I call you Cheryl again?
Yes.
Charmaine.
I'm like, oh,
It is 1 o'clock. That means it is news time.
Okay. Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With the latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Registration is open for Reconnect 2026, the Cayman Reinsurance Conference, taking place April 16th and 17th at the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman, hosted by the Cayman International Reinsurance Companies Association. The two-day event brings together global industry leaders for panels, presentations, and networking focused on the future of reinsurance in Cayman and beyond. They've got some early bird group rates available now, with discounted pricing in place until December 8th. And full Circa members continuing to receive preferred rates. Registration includes access to all sessions, pre- and post-event receptions, and a catamaran cruise, with golf offered as a separate activity, and premium sponsors for the 26th conference confirmed as Cayman Bay and Cayman Finance already lined up. For registration, travel details, and the latest agenda updates, visit circa.ky. The Caribbean Examinations Council, or CXC, is stepping up its push for accessible education for students with visual and other impairments. In a workshop in Trinidad, CXC Registrar and CEO Dr. Wayne Wesley urged publishers to produce textbooks and learning materials in formats like Braille, large print, and accessible digital versions in line with the Marrakesh Treaty. He says CXC will now require its contracted authors and publishers to support those provisions and will give priority to texts that do so, as special assessment arrangements already support more than 3,400 candidates across the region. U.S. officials say the suspect accused of shooting 2 National Guard soldiers near the White House is an Afghan national who previously worked with the CIA in Afghanistan. He was apparently brought in to work with the government administration in 2021 because of his prior work with American agencies, according to the CIA director. The 2 soldiers who were wounded have undergone surgery but remain in critical condition. Investigators say the suspect was severely wounded when another Guard member returned fire. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Holroy Eric Lorenzo Walton, born on August 13, 1936 in Bogasan, Caymanbrac, was not only an avid artist and seaman, affectionately named Roy. He also made significant impacts in the construction industry, founding H&A Construction in 1972 and working on landmark projects. He was also a passionate educator, hosting free art classes for children and fostering creativity through an annual art competition at Spot Bay Primary School. Roy and his wife Anne were dedicated to preserving the heritage of the Sister Islands, designing the lighthouse statue at the Caymanbrac and Little Cayman's Seamen's Center. Roy's efforts in collecting and displaying seafaring history ensured that the stories of Caymanian seafarers would be passed down to future generations. His life's work continues to resonate with the community and beyond.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Let's hear it for your Wildcat cheerleaders.
Aunt Angie, weren't you a cheerleader?
The best in the Western Hemisphere, until I attempted that switch kick double twist roundhouse.
Huh?
Exactly. I must have been in the air for 20 seconds before I fell into that snare drum. I set a world record, though, and thankfully I could trust the CG Medical Portal with my claims. All 37 of them.
The CG Medical Portal. Safe and secure. CG Brit-K. Good like that.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let's take a little look at weather conditions, the current information. 86 degrees here in Georgetown. It feels like 97. Winds out of the east at 7 knots. And the forecast is calling for a partly cloudy afternoon, and that will continue right into tonight. And the forecast for winds are up to 10 knots, and seas slight to moderate, with wave heights running at 2 to 4 feet. And all is quiet on the hurricane front out there as we close out the season. I guess you might say it's all over. So, phone lines are open. If you want to chat a little while here, you can give me a call on 1-800-534-8255. That's compliments of Flow. And if you don't have a Flow line, well, you can call 949-8037 or 949-6990 or on the WhatsApp 925-3261. And it is Thanksgiving. I'm sure a lot of the the grocery stores that have their hot food, people are all probably lined up getting their turkey and ham and potatoes and all that kind of good stuff. Because it's Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. Cayman Thanksgiving is slated for December 7th. I guess, after the hurricane season is officially over and everything like that, to give thanks. But I know, as I was talking about at the top of the show, a lot of us Caymanians are in there observing Thanksgiving today and enjoying all the foods. All the diets are out the window today, right? But how many people actually observe or celebrate the unofficial, not public holiday Cayman Thanksgiving that has been on the calendar for a little while now? Do you celebrate Cayman Thanksgiving, or is this Thanksgiving for you? I think we have a caller. Okay, we got someone on the line there. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Charles.
Hi.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy American Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yes, I had a few Caymanians who have lived up there especially and celebrate it. And I don't mean to take it. Maybe some take a day off, or so it is. But as it is, I don't work today anyhow. But
so, are you having turkey and ham and all that?
I'll have some later. I can't eat the amount I used to eat as I get older. I cut down cholesterol, they say. But
one day won't hurt.
Turkey, I love turkey. I've always loved turkey, and yes, it's always meant something special. And to several Caymanians, many of us really like.
It's a great holiday.
Right, and it's a big holiday, as we know, in the United States. In fact, it's their number one holiday, I believe, even bigger than Christmas.
Yeah, when it comes to family gathering and that sort of thing.
Right.
I mean, it's one of the highest travel days ever.
Travel days.
The day before Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is. By plane or by car. Whatever.
Train, whatever you can take.
Train or bus. Yes. So it is a wonderful thing to be thankful to the Almighty and thankful to your neighbors and thankful to all that have helped on doing things and so forth. I listened to your program earlier on with those folks. It's wonderful what you're talking about and doing and all that. And I've seen some of the T-shirts. But all over, it's beautiful to see them, the little wordings that they have on them. I think they're done by children, they say, I believe. And there's lots of them hanging at the West Bay Clinic here in Cruise Line thing.
Yeah, they're out at the post office in Georgetown.
Yeah, and the West Bay Clinic. I've seen them a couple of days ago. I went by there. But Charlie, what I'd like to talk about, well, firstly, I just say with the Cayman post strong cruise numbers despite cruise pier and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of disingenuous journalism when you read this article and so forth.
Why?
I've read them before, and I've said before what I have to say. Because the referendum showed a 12,000 to 5,000 vote. But what we've got to consider, 5,000 is a lot who voted yes for it. Most of those 12,000 people, I'm pretty sure I'm willing to bet. And I see no reason why anyone would want to hide what they voted for in a referendum, the yes or the no. I'm sure maybe 500 of them, of the 12,000, work in the cruise ship business or have family working in it and all that. So, to me, I stick by what I say. It's disingenuous. A lot of people who voted in the referendum really know nothing about the cruise. When you ask them many things, I know they don't. There are a lot of factors now that affect cruise tourism. Why I say, and I'll continue to say, that we've got to have a pier or even two piers would be better. I stick by it. I don't really care what the outcome is by me saying this, but I stick by what I say. We're dealing with a lot of elderly people in it. I see it for years. I've been saying it, and it makes a big difference with them tendering. That they have to be rushed back to the ships. They have to be rushed through their little tour guiding experience at a site and so forth. And I'm talking about elderly people, many with, effective legs and so forth. And it takes time, much more time, and they want to spend money, and they can't spend it that they want to spend, and so forth, and it's not a good experience. And
well, it's safer. It's safer. I mean, for
much
people, especially elderly people.
To have them on the time element is the main thing also. But I'm not going to say any more about that.
I think just to follow up on what you were saying though, right? You said the headline was what? Cruise numbers strong despite no piers. I mean, if you had a pier, the numbers would probably be even stronger. But I think when people voted against that, I think a lot of people was like, well, exactly what are you asking me? Are you just asking for a carte blanche permission to build a pier anywhere? I think people just wanted a more defined question of what the plan, what is the plan? We're not going to just give you a blank check to go build a pier anywhere you want to.
So some people say it, so you might believe. I'm sorry I disagree with you. I don't believe that. It's been discussed for years, 10, 15, 20 years, with our elected representatives who are involved in it as directors of tourism, ministers of tourism, and others in the business have discussed it. Tour operators, and it's been discussed over and over. It's been talked about. Engineers who build these things have been discussing it on the radio. And a lot of it is just personal thing, politics. I'm not going to say anymore. I've heard it. I've heard them on the radio and so forth. So I know what I'm saying. A lot supporting also the cruise tendering business. It's a big business, and it brings in a lot of money to those who are involved, and there are quite a few people employed in it also, but nowhere in the numbers that are employed in the different aspects of the cruise business. But they knew it's all this thing, and I'm going to just say this quickly. Strong cruise numbers, those two words. We're looking at the manifested quantities on those ships, not the quantities are the numbers that disembarked. I have asked for those figures for years. Nobody seems to really know. Isn't that something? The percentage of who disembarked. Don't take my word for it. Ask some of the cruise tour operators, bus operators, and so forth. Ask them their opinion on what percentage of the. I think it would have been 40,000 this week. There's still a few cruise ships to come in today, and I think one tomorrow also to make up 13. There were 4 or 5 yesterday. The amount, the percentage, what their opinion is. I've gotten opinions from them over the years, and I've seen myself personally being working in it these nearly 20 years now. What I'm saying, the percentage that come off, it's nothing compared. I'm just going to use that. I'm not going to use a figure I have in mind. To those 40,000. Nothing. Again, sir.
So you're saying people are staying on the ship because they don't want to deal with the tender.
Don't come off. They're not coming off because of that. Also, one of the main reasons, but they're not coming off. So those numbers that we're using are not numbers that disembark. So it's a major difference when you say cruise numbers. Cruise ships, yes, 13 or so.
Yeah, they got 5,000 people on it, but not all 5,000 are coming ashore.
Not at all, not even close to that. So this is, like I said, disingenuous journalism. They should dig into it as journalists and really find out. Try to, because you should be able to. And the tourism department should be able to give these figures. I'm not going to say any more because I'm tying a noose around my neck talking like this. The other thing I want to mention quickly, don't have enough time, I'll come back to you with it. It's important. When we look at our people holding raffles, gambling, selling raffle tickets, gambling, right? For $40,000 first prize, $25 a ticket, so forth, so on. It's perfectly legal. I call it the Robin Hood law. But when a person goes and buys the same number, you're buying numbers when you're buying a raffle ticket, you're buying a number.
Yeah, because sometimes they even let you choose one, right? They say go through the book and you choose the number.
Buying a number. It's a number. If you don't have the right number, you're not going to win. When a person goes out and buys a $2 or $3 on a number, he's a criminal. He needs to be prosecuted and arrested. From a little guy selling, can you believe this kind of thing in this day and age, that's the laws we have? If people know how many times foreigners laugh at it and ask us what the heck kind of a legal system we have. Get with it, straighten that problem out. We don't have a gambling law in Cayman, so all gambling is illegal. It's illegal, or legalize the gambling and make up your mind what you want to do.
There's no exception for raffles for charity or anything like that, right?
It's something like that, but the same thing with the guy who is buying the $2 numbers ticket.
Yeah.
He's buying it for charity.
But I mean, the law doesn't provide for raffles for charity, right?
Yeah.
They do. That would be interesting to look into. There's an exception.
That's a Robin Hood law. If I'm stealing a pile of sugar or corn or rice and I'm giving it all away, it's not stealing.
Mm-hmm.
But if I steal and keep it for me and my family, then I'm stealing. That's a Robin Hood kind of law.
Yeah.
And that's what I call it. So this is ridiculous and nonsensical, and we should do something about that now. Take care. Have a
well. I got one more question for you, though.
Yes, you go ahead.
Okay.
I'll stay on.
Well, are you going to celebrate Cayman Thanksgiving on the 7th of December?
No. Do you mean the 7th of December?
Yes, the 7th of December.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor Day. Yes, I may go if close by and I don't have to sit for a long time. I can't do that. You know, stand up and walk around, whatever, somewhere where they're doing it. Maybe at some church or something would be nice. And, you know, Lord, and have a prayer, or, you know, anything like that. I might not.
Don't forget the food, right?
Yes, the food. Oh, yes. Yeah, turkey again. And the ham. Yes. I'm just sorry that I can't eat the amount of ham that I used to be able to eat just few years ago. Same with the turkey, but anyhow, I can still enjoy some of it.
All right. Good to hear from you.
Take care. God bless you.
You take care, too. Yeah, December 7th. That's going to be the next Thanksgiving, Caymanian Thanksgiving. So, how many of you are going? Are celebrating, observing it, right? Have a nice big family dinner on December 7th. Or are you only doing it today? What else is happening around the place anyway? Let's see. There's been a story about the replenishment of our eroding beaches. It looks like the government is not budgeting anything towards replenishing the eroded beaches along the southern part of 7 Mile Beach. You know, we got waves actually lapping up on the foundations of certain buildings, even hotels. But apparently, from what Minister Catherine Eubanks-Wilkes has told the Finance Committee, that the private owners are going to be putting some money together to actually do the refurbishment. And they're going to be forming, or have formed, a foundation, a foundation that would take care of this money and administer it. And the government will just have some oversight as far as any of the work is going on. I think we have another caller. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Charles. How are you doing?
All right, and you?
I'm doing pretty good, giving thanks.
You're celebrating Thanksgiving today?
No, I'm not an American, so...
You're waiting until the 7th of December?
Well, I'll celebrate what we call Cayman Thanksgiving, and
on the 7th? That's the official date now.
Yeah, whichever day it is, yeah.
Okay.
Whenever that day is, yes.
All right.
Yeah. But that still don't stop you from eating turkey and pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Because once it's available, right? So,
you might as well get it.
yeah, exactly. I was listening to Mr. McKay earlier, and of course, he always makes great contributions. I love the fact that he don't chop up, he don't mince words. He speak his position and he stick by it no matter what.
Take it as you want.
Right, and I appreciate that type of person, And but what I would like to say in regards to some of the comments he made in regards to cruise, Jalo, the problem is that, and I've said this on many occasions, and during the whole process of getting signatures to trigger a referendum, I think he forgot that. I don't think he forgot. I just think that people failed to mention that in light of this new referendum that we did last election, and looked at those numbers. And I can assure him that a lot of the people who signed against know very well what they were signing for, and they know very intimately why we don't need cruise piers in Georgetown Harbor to accommodate cruise ships. So I just want to state that for the record. Certainly, the Cayman Islands has fallen short on trying to identify and doing a comprehensive study to find out what our carrying capacity is. Because, Chalo, you got a car, you got a 5-seater car, you can't put 40 people in that car.
Yeah.
You might attempt, you might try to do it, you might get up to 10, 12, but I can assure you that them 10 or 12 people are going to be extremely uncomfortable simply because you have exceeded the capacity of the car. So if we're going to continue to believe that we should cater to the dollars and cents. Now, I get it. People that are in that industry absolutely want more numbers. More numbers mean more money. I get it. I don't disagree with that, and I'm not against that. I'm just.
But I think there is a point of, as you were pointing about capacity there, where you reach a point of diminishing returns.
Well, the thing is that if we continue to flood the streets with passengers just to collect a head tax and fill tour boats, and then kill the quality of the experience, we're killing the goose that laid the golden egg. So you're right. It's going to diminish what it is we're trying to achieve, which is to create a good experience for those who come to Cayman and spend their money. Now, Mr. Hurlson also made reference to people getting on and off the ship, who comes off and who stays on. Listen, I worked immigration. I cleared cruise ships. I've seen all facets of people coming on and off that ship, and there's no real problem with people getting on and off, big, small, wheelchair or not. Yes, is it a little bit more complicated? Absolutely. But can it be done? It is being done for 60 years. It's been done for 60 years, right? And thank God we got some of the best mariners in the world right here in Cayman, and we had very little incident that has occurred in the Cayman Islands, right, compared to other jurisdictions. So if we're going to continue to turn the blind eye on the reality that the Cayman Islands is a small port, small jurisdiction, and that we shouldn't be over-accommodating in any area in the Cayman Islands, we need to be able to get to that point where we understand what creates a great experience. We enhance the experience for the people who come here, but billing pairs in Georgetown, using the idea that we need to accommodate for this reason or that reason or the other, it doesn't help what it is we're trying to accomplish at all. And that referendum or that vote that they had during the election, yes, the majority of the people voted it down. But if we're going to continue to talk about whether we need or we don't need, listen, the cruise, you mentioned it earlier in the show, the cruise numbers are up. We had 5 ships yesterday. Yes, not everybody got off. We understand that. You know why a lot of those people, Charlo, don't come off that ship? I can tell you.
Why?
Definitively why they don't come off that ship. Because the ship offers exactly what we offers on shore by way of shops, duty-free, and food. Now, remember, people packages that they buy for the cruise ship, most of those packages include free buffets and food.
Yeah, they don't have to buy lunch.
No, why would you come off to a port and buy food when you can get food free on the ship? Not only that, the stores, and you can go look at the Icons of the Sea, which is the world's largest cruise ship right now. You can go and look and see all of the amenities that they offer on that ship. They try their best to keep people on the ship as long as they can, because the ship, if you look at their slogan, it's called "We Are the Destination." That's what their slogan is. So I mean, we got to stop kidding ourselves. The Cayman Islands is a very unique, strategically located islands in the Caribbean. We have a safe environment. We have a clean environment. We have very nice, smile and wave people. You know, obviously we're having some issues now because we got so much integrated different nationalities representing our tourism product that we need to get a hold of. But at the end of the day, on the Western itinerary, Cayman Islands play a strategic role in those bookings. So we got to stop selling ourselves short. We got to stop walking in the room and not knowing what our value is, and letting everybody out-negotiate us and treat us as if we're third and fourth class citizens. Yeah. We got to stop that.
I've often heard that, you know, even without the docks, the reason that the ships keep coming is because their customers want to come to Cayman.
Well, of course. Well, you don't book a Western itinerary without Cayman on the agenda. And to your point, you know, and I'm going to share this for people that don't know or maybe forgot because we have said it. You know, the mega ships, the cruise lines had negotiated to tender their mega ships without pairs. They even went as far as to get in Port Authority to buy upgraded ramps that are now down at CDC compound being used for something else. So we were already at the point where they had agreed to bring their mega ships without pairs once we had upgraded the tender service and the different things on the port, and we were willing to do that. But you see, when the government changed, they started getting new promises about building a pair, so they kind of scratched that idea and then ran back to this idea, let's build pairs. You know, unless we know our value, we gonna always sell out to the nearest and the closest buyer. So
let me get something straight, that you and others of your thinking believe that there's no need for any kind of cruise pier at all?
None at all, period. All we got to do, Chalo, is we need to upgrade our facilities. Cargo and cruise can't coexist anymore. It shouldn't on the sea pier. And we have other places like spots in West Bay and different ports that we can get ships to go into and build commerce in that area. We have just, if we look exactly what we did with the Royal Watler, Chalo, look at what we did there, right?
Yeah.
We made the government manipulate how traffic is to be directed from the cruise ships, right? So we took and we built a Royal Watler, which is the mini Falmouth, in my opinion, where you have gated shops and activities. Unless you have a store or operate behind those gates, you're not allowed to go in as a local. Secondly, that's the port. Those are the ports where all of the cruise passengers come off now. They stopped using the north and the south terminal yesterday. To my pleasant surprise, I saw boats that are cruise ships that can use their own tenders using the south terminal. So all of Georgetown were filled with pedestrians yesterday, which is a great sight to see, right? And because we've narrowed all of the activity to the Royal Watler, we have limited the success of the businesses on the southern side of Hawkesbury Bay. And that's our fault. We've done that. The cruise ship never asked nobody to do that. You know why? Just look at yesterday. The cruise ships are using their own tenders to use the south terminal to disembark and take people on and off the pier. So that's a clear indication that it's not a problem using those two terminals. We just chose not to use them because the persons that had businesses and contracts signed with Port Authority over at the Royal Watler were up in arms saying, oh, well, we need all the passengers to come through here so we can make the money first. And that's the problem that we have out town. And I don't care who like it and who don't like it. Those are the facts.
Well, listen, thank you for your call.
No problem.
Some good points there. I got to go because I need to take a break. You have a good afternoon. We'll be right back with more Talk Today.
With Cayman National, here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The year's largest Black Friday sale is back at Kirk Freeport. Enjoy 4 days of once-a-year deals on luxury jewelry, watches, fragrances, accessories, and more. From Thursday, November 27th until Monday, December 1st, find unbeatable discounts, up to 75% off of your favorite brands, located across Kirk Freeport's network of locations. Shop brands such as Pandora, Fossil, Citizen, and more. Visit KirkFreeport.com for store details.
The countdown is on at Tomlinson Furniture and the Mattress Gallery at the Tomlinson Building, Walker's Road, Georgetown. Our Our Black Friday sale is happening now through December 1st with up to 60% off furniture, mattresses, bedding, wall art, and home decor. Whether you're hosting for the holidays or refreshing your space for the new year, you'll find unbeatable deals on everything you need to make your home shine. But hurry, these savings won't last, and neither will the stock. Tomlinson Furniture and the Mattress Gallery. Great looks, best prices, always.
K-Man, it's time to go further than you ever thought possible. The Ministry of Education and Training is now accepting applications for the overseas scholarships. Your chance to access up to CI $35,000 per year to earn a world-class education abroad. This is more than funding. It's an investment in you, your talent, your goals, your future. Applications close 31st of January 2026. Visit moescholarships.gov.ky and apply today. Greatness begins with one decision. Make yours now.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let me read this WhatsApp message referring to one of our callers. He says, Mr. Mickey is very much on point today. It would be very interesting to know the disembarkation figures. If he's correct, then the figures being presented are terribly misleading for the retail land-based economy, even though government gets their per passenger fee from the passenger on each ship. However, not agreeing with him on the raffle interpretation. Okay, so let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon again.
You're back.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, I'm back. The boy in the saddle. I don't want to trade back to my good friend, Mr. Mario. He has some powerful arguments. I mean, he has that powerful way of debating things. This is a fact. But he did the Texas Red thing with a famous Arizona Ranger with a big iron on his hip. And he said about limiting our numbers and that we can only have such a carrying capacity, yet he was very happy to see the place more or less flooded. I don't remember if that was his exact words in town with those passengers who came off the cruise ship. We can build piers, as he said, or build docks, whatever you want to call them.
Well, he doesn't think we need piers.
No, at the different places. He's talking about different places. I don't know what you'd put a cargo pier place if you needed what you'd call it. I would call it a pier. A
pier, a dock, whatever.
I do it. It's a little different, but it's, let's say a pier, let's say a dock. The place to put it, as all mariners have said, and your father, who many people might not know, including Mr. is the only cruise ship captain that Cayman had. I can't think of any other. I remember him, Captain Tally, saying me all the while what the cruise ships make the most money off of, because he ran several of them over the years, as you know, is the gambling. It's the gambling, the casinos. Good. I won't say any more. That's where they make their money. The other monies is to pay for the running costs of everything and all that. But that's where they make their money. The casinos. Good. Fine. The gambling. Let's put that. But for West Bay, the one suggestion has been, and I still agree with that, is to pour off 2,000 feet or so of concrete on the iron shore out there at Bixville or Northwest Point, the Turtle Farm, Good Rock. And 2 ships, all you need is about a little more than a half of them to tie up to. Pour off, very little dredging would have to be done out there, and you would have a pier, a dock, right there. And many people have agreed with me, but of course they remain silent. They're not willing to come forward and say it, even contractors.
They have you for their spokesman.
Over the years, I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. This is a fact. But I won't expose people's names or I won't call names or anything like that. If I did, a lot of people would be very embarrassed because I remember once a friend saying to me, Hurlstone, it's a good thing that many of our national heroes didn't live any longer, or they wouldn't be recognized as heroes after all, you know? So I have to be careful. But what I wanted to say also was that we've got to consider, we talk about the money part of it. If we're not going to do things to move it forward, because as I said, it's not going to move forward, I remain adamant about that. And you see what that person asked for those figures. Yeah, the government gets paid by the manifested quantity. Mm-hmm. Manifested is who the people who are on the ships manifest. Good. As passengers, or even crew is listed here too, but it's separated. Then we should let people know these things before. And many people who are involved in it are foreign people, are expats working and living here, that they may have to go back home because there won't be enough money to support us all. And of course, the Caymanians, they should have to come first. It's sad and it's hard and it's difficult. But as we're going to talk facts and stick to what the facts will be, or are now, or will come to be, because I'm living my future now. I don't talk about a future. My future, I'm living it now. Children and grandchildren have their future to live, and so forth. We don't know what they're going to do with it. We can't plan for them. It might be very, very different from what we think. But this is the reality, if we're going to talk reality. We're going to put the cargo, as I said, the way it is now, yes, I agree 100%, it should be split up. It should be split up from a long time ago. The cargo, look at how long we've had to develop the Spots dock, or pier. It's a little pier, it's a little dock, it's a little whatever the heck you want to call that. We had a long time, and it could have been developed, could have been dredged out to a certain extent. We've got to face facts. We've got to destroy something, as we did along the West Bay Road, tearing down 4,800 acres of mangroves over the years, from the 60s right through, to develop what these very rich people who now live on, and whose children may be part of that 12,000 number. I wouldn't doubt it on that no vote. I wouldn't doubt that at all. That's how we built that. And what they think as natural lakes and big, big lakes are not. They're pumped up land and man-made lakes from dredging. So that was dredged up. And so some more dredging will have to be done as we go along to the 200,000 mark, or whatever it is we intend to put here with all those buildings that we're building and so forth. We cannot continue to live in this Disney world, as my cousin Jim Bodden called it, and not a real world, but Disney world.
All right, but I'm going to have to break in on you.
You take care. God bless you.
All right. A quick WhatsApp message here before we have to go to the break. It says, "Hi, Chalo. We need to ask the previous caller what is his real motivation to keep fighting against getting a modern, safe cruise passenger facility instead of this embarrassing port area we now receive our paying guests. Please be advised a lot of the cruise passengers are telling the tour operators we need pairs as well. Thanks for reading." Well, that's one person's opinion there on WhatsApp. I think we have a caller hanging on. I have to take a break. Hang in there. Be right back with you.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
The 615 Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britcay. Insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
Wondering what's really behind your electricity bill? You're not the only one. CUC is here to clear things up, from fuel costs to how much energy you use. They break it all down so you can stay informed and in control. Follow them on social media and visit www.empoweringkman.com to discover how you can take charge of your energy use today.
The Buzz. Each and every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. Brought to you by
Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Cybercrime happens online or through the technology we use every day. Anyone can be a victim of cybercrime, whether you are a young person being bullied or harassed online, or an older person or business who's been scammed out of money or personal data. Cybercrime is an issue that touches all of us. The Cayman Islands government has therefore created an online resource to help keep you cyber safe in an ever-changing world.
In online situations, it is better to be cyber safe than sorry. Learn now to protect yourself against cybercrime. Visit gov.ky/cybersafe.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. We have a caller that's been hanging in there, so let's go straight to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Charlo. Good
Yes.
afternoon.
How are you?
Oh, not bad, sir. I've been thinking, had a few ideas came to me, concerning import, exports. As you know, we import so much stuff.
True.
We arts and craft and a lot of things like that. For tourists to buy and for locals to buy, but me and the tourists now. And I'm saying to myself now, I don't know if you might know because you have more knowledge than me. What do we really export here in Cayman?
Rum cake. I don't even know if that's made here. Is it still made here, or is it made in Miami or someplace? I don't know.
I'm not sure myself, but I know I think we need to. I think we need to be a bit stronger when it concerns exports. We have a lot of talented people, or we can get teachers to teach our people to make certain types of arts and crafts, and even export, like how we're importing certain things from other countries. I think we need to learn about that industry as well. And you go to for example, music stores, and you see, we appreciate Bob Marley music, we appreciate Freddie McGregor, we appreciate a lot of other artists. But now, what I would like to see is some of our artists in the stores in other countries as well.
Yeah, well, that's that's a very big marketing hill or mountain, I should say. And then everything is digital now,
Right.
Do they still have record stores, CD stores? Everything is download. Everything is digital.
Yes, sir. It's still done, but it's so much. I mean, I just believe in that. I believe that that we.
But we have artists who that have their music online, that have it on Apple or Spotify, those platforms.
I know.
But that's how music is sold these days. So, So, are you enjoying Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm giving thanks, Mr. Charlo, very much so.
But today's Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, anyway.
Well, I certainly appreciate American Thanksgiving as well as Cayman Thanksgiving.
But do you get involved with the turkey and the ham and all that? Pumpkin pie?
I like good celebrations, Mr. Charlo. I like to enjoy myself, not to go overboard or anything like that because I can't afford it. But,
well, you should have wrote me a Thanksgiving a poem.
My goodness. Well,
You're my poet laureate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Charles, I would love to export some poetry and music.
Well, you can upload it.
I know some people have been giving me some advice and stuff like that too. On what?
You have a wonderful voice. You could read your poetry and have it. You could record it and put it online. And don't you play music also?
Yes, sir. I have quite a few songs.
Or you could recite your poetry and then have, some backing music behind it, right? Upload it.
Yes, yes,
and
sir. Yes.
Sell it on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, right?
Right. I think I need to listen to what you're telling me. Yes, sir. Most certainly. I think it's a fantastic idea, actually. And
it can be done.
So, yes, sir. As I was saying, get my name out there and as an artist and see if I can $2 or $3.
All right. Okay. Thank you for your call. I got another. I got a WhatsApp call here. It looks like.
Yes, sir.
But hey, think about what I just told you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Yes, sir.
All right. Take care.
Okay, sir.
Then we have a WhatsApp call. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello. You're on the air.
Mr. Glidden?
Yes. Good afternoon.
I don't know what's happening. We're getting some feedback here.
Yeah, I hear a little noise, yeah. Do you have your radio up? Do you need to turn your radio down?
No, the radio's not on.
Okay. I can hear you, though.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. So are you eating your turkey and ham?
Not yet.
What you waiting on?
I gotta work. Gotta earn a living.
Well, they could have delivered a special plate and then you have two. One this evening.
True. Are you celebrating Thanksgiving today?
No, sir.
So your time in the States didn't rub off on you?
It rubbed off big time, but after I moved back here, I just grew out of it slowly but surely.
Are you gonna observe the Cayman Thanksgiving on December 7th?
Observe it within myself, and thankful and happy to still be here, and Cayman is still pumping and going, and still pretty safe to a degree, and so forth and so forth.
Yeah.
Thankful, yeah, in that department. I went to Pedro St. James yesterday.
Yeah.
And you know what I saw there?
What?
A chicken coop, I would call it.
Mm-hmm.
And they got all of these chickens up inside of it and meshed around. I could only see it from the road. And what they got there, it looks like it's a show and tell, and it's the perfect thing to do, to have these chickens in there, feed them, and do a show and tell, than to have them running all over the place and dropping their mess in here and there. At the Hill West Bay, by the post office, there's a lot of chickens and roosters down there, and I suggested that we should do something with them, put them in a show and tell situation, you know? But nothing has been done. So it's pretty heartbreaking when you go to these places and you got to be walking in a number 2 with your people, when you can do the same thing that Peter St. James has done, built something really nice for them. And it doesn't look like anything congested. It looks very loose and comfortable. They're moving up and down. So I'm hoping that somebody would consider doing that in the tourism section, that the visitors can see them and take pictures and so forth, and you have worry about no drop-ins in on the ground and brought into your vehicles when you're doing a service.
So that's when you do the tours, all these chickens are all over the place.
All over the place, and they're drop-ins left, right, and center. And you can't tell the visitors, don't step there, be careful, look out. You know what kind of way?
Yeah.
You can't, but then again, it ends up into your car, and you have to.
But where would they?
This
is at Hell, you say?
Hell, the shopping center, shopping center by the post office.
Right. So you were thinking they should have a chicken coop there, like the same.
There's a lot of property there. I don't know who it belongs to, but there's a lot of chickens down there, and they also coming from the Hell, Inferno. They're all visiting each other down to the open bushes there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they live in the bush and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw what I saw at Peter St. James yesterday, I said that would be really nice if they could do something that, you know, keep these chickens from running all over the place when the visitors, when you take the visitors to these locations.
So you have a old time Cayman chicken coop, and somebody can explain what we used to do with it.
The one that I saw, that it was sort of like built up off the ground, but it was high enough that I could see from the wall that they're in there. Now, I didn't know whether it was up on a stilt or cement or what. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but it was high up. They would not be affected by no flood of any water on that ground, I would say.
Yeah, well, they probably have it a lot with the old houses and stuff that they have. They probably has it as part of the display that they have there with, you know, the old houses and stuff.
Yeah, but at least they're in a cage and not doing all the mess on the ground and all that kind of stuff, you know. So, but when Mr. Rankin called a while ago, I agreed him with everything he has said about tourism, having the 3 pairs and only 2 open occasionally. But I heard Mr. Rada say that all pairs was going to start to be opening on the waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to know that the South Pier was open, because when they built that South Pier, I remember people saying and they were telling the Cocornals that, you know, we're going to do this pier here and it would be benefiting your mall, to draw the people to his store when they build that mall and build that South terminal. You understand? But after a while, they sort of took it away and make everything happen at the Royal. Like Mr. Rankin said, they got gift shops and ice cream and bar down there and everything down there. They're not going to walk up to the Kirk Mall if they don't have a tour or may not be in the mood to walk. But they got just about everything at the Royal Pier, like they got on the cruise ship. And if you want to go in there to buy something, just live locally without being a taxi driver, you got to get permission. And the idea, I think, it is to go in there.
It's a secured area.
Security, secured. Really,
Listen, I got to cut in on you because it's time to go to the newsroom. You want to hang on, or?
Yes, I'll hang on.
Okay.
I want to hold on.
It's news time.
Okay.
With the latest news headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Police responded to a minor two-vehicle collision on West Bay Road near Lawrence Boulevard just after midday on Wednesday. The crash involved a Chevrolet Colorado and a police service vehicle that was conducting a training exercise with lights and sirens activated at the time. Both vehicles sustained minor damage, no injuries were reported, and both drivers tested negative for alcohol. The Caribbean Public Health Agency has wrapped up a major regional workshop aimed at strengthening the Caribbean's defenses against foodborne and animal-borne diseases. Over 80 experts from 12 member states and 18 regional and international agencies met under CARFA's One Health banner, which links human, animal, and environmental health to manage risks from farm to table. CARFA says the goal is faster detection, stronger coordination, and better protection for public health, trade, and tourism across the region. President Vladimir Putin is restarting his hardline terms for ending the war in Ukraine, saying Russia will only stop fighting if Ukrainian troops withdraw from all territory claimed by Moscow, including Crimea and much of the Donbass. He told reporters in Kyrgyzstan that if Kyiv does not pull back, Russia will try to force that outcome on the battlefield. Putin also confirmed that a new U.S.-backed peace draft has been shown to Russia and could form the basis of talks with a U.S. delegation led by envoy Steve Witkoff, expected in Moscow soon, but he again dismissed Ukraine's leadership as illegitimate, deepening doubts in Europe over whether he genuinely intends to end the war. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
It's big. It's huge. The final call clearance sale at Rocky's Diamond is on now. 65% off on over 250 stunning pieces. Check out their selection on all final call pieces at rockysdiamonds.com and on their socials. 65% off diamond rings, necklaces, earrings, and more. Visit Rocky's Diamonds at 28 North Church Street, Waterfront Center. Don't wait till Black Friday, because Rocky's Diamonds has incredible deals for everyone on now. Whether you're treating yourself or surprising someone special, you name it. Perfect gifts, perfect prices, and just in time for the holidays. These prices won't ever be seen again. Rocky's Diamonds clearance sale on now.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skin care, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
This Black Friday, Reflections is bringing the heat with a blowout sale you can't afford to miss. Reflections have selected shoes from top brands like Adidas, Reebok, US Polo, Puma, Nike, and even work boots. Buy one pair for just $40 or get two for only $75. And it gets better. Grab selected Dockers footwear. Buy one pair, get the second pair free. Ladies, we've got you too. Choose from selected items of women's clothing. Buy one item for $15 or two for just $25. And save 50% off selected women's jeans. It's the Reflections Black Friday blowout sale. But hurry, deals are major and apply to select items only. Reflections, 506 Shen Road, across from Kirk Napa Auto Parts.
See yourself in reflections. Oh, in reflections.
Follow Radio Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And a quick look at the weather. It's 84 degrees here in Georgetown. It feels like temp 92. And winds are out of the east-northeast at about 8.5 knots. And the forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies tonight. Winds up to 10 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet. And we have a caller that's been hanging in there while we went to the news break. Are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
And you were saying?
Yes, a lot of stuff that Mr. Rankin was saying is so true. We've been having these cruise ships come into Cayman for many, many years, and I know things are changing, as you can say, as the wind blows. Things is changing all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
But Chalo, Cayman was so different from the rest of the world that everybody wanted to come to see what Cayman was all about, because we never had no cell phones, we had no billboards, we never had no pilot traffic. We had two-story condos on the 7 Mile, and some up in East End and North Side, and so forth. So when they came and saw that we were so different from the rest of the world, and they come in now and seeing these 10-floor buildings here on this island and asking, why are you all letting the people do the things that they do to your island? Your island has always been unique, and now people got investors coming in here blowing up the buildings like a balloon. And a lot of cruise ship passengers are a lot of repeats, and they look to make sure that Cayman is on the listing, because they want to come here. If they don't even get off the boat, they just want to know that they're in the Cayman Islands. And I have came across a lot of visitors for the years that I have been in taxi talking about they enjoy coming here. And a pair may be necessary, but could be unnecessary to the fact of such a small island. We don't mind coming off the boat. It's an experience for us. I had
so they look at it using the tenders as sort of like an adventure?
Exactly. I had a couple told me that the first time they were on a tender, they thought it was cool. They didn't have anything against it. I met a husband and wife some time ago, and they was here 40-odd years ago. And they're now walking with canes, and they came off on a tender. And, I was talking to them about their wanting to build a pair and so forth and so forth. They say, it's not everything that is out here that glitter that is really gold. Why y'all want to be like the rest of the world? Be different. We enjoy coming off, of the tender. And we was off safely. And we came off, and here we are with you doing a tour. And we just need to just stop complaining so much and try to enjoy life. And these are two elder seniors that came here donkey years ago. And they came back, and they was tendered into the island. And they didn't say anything wrong with it. I had a couple some time ago. They was up at Spots. And they said that they thought it was cool to get on a tender and come to the port, to come on land to, tour or shop, whatever the case may be. But you see, Charlo, our biggest problem here in Cayman, we want to do everything to please other people, but not the people who live here. Because I don't care how large those cruise ships are. Not everything that is big and large is good.
Mm-hmm.
I like my gifts in small boxes. You bring me a big gift, I probably have a heart attack wondering what's in the box before I can even get it open. You understand? So we need to just be thankful and appreciate that we are still getting ships coming to this island. And sure, Mario say you could probably put a pair here or there, but definitely me and many more, not downtown Georgetown. That is no place for a pair. Now the cargo, that needs to be upgraded, and that should not even be used for cruise ship passengers because it's dangerous. And those guys there can't even get their work done. They got to wait until the cruise ship go to work all night to get their stuff back and forth. And then next morning then, if a ship is coming, it's going to Royal. North Terminal, that was leaking like a sieve some years ago. I don't even know if it's on sieve anymore. Water was running every direction. South Terminal, only God knows why they closed that off. That was brand new, beautiful. But when you got so many heads in one bucket of water, and it all bubbling, when one come up, the other one push the head back down, and nobody can get a proper answer or a proper situation to see how things will run to make it a little bit more comfortable for everybody. But we need to start watching the rest of these islands and the rest of the world and continue to do what we've been doing. We've been tendering people for years. And if the big cruise ship, if they think that those big cruise ships going to stop in Cayman, if we have a pair, they got another guest coming, because then they ain't got to come to Cayman to a degree to the fact that Cayman is so expensive. They'd rather go and buy a $20 bear than to go and buy a Rolex for $2,500 or $20,000. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been watching some videos where these big boats are docked up, wherever it is, and it's raining, pouring rain. And what are people doing? Standing out in the rain, waiting to get aboard the cruise ship that is parked up by this big old pier that they went and built. And the people got towels over them, and the towels can't help them. They're drenching in water. So we just need to try to appreciate what we got and try to stop want to be like the rest of the world. Let's try to be different like we was from the beginning. We were different from the beginning. When we gonna ask what is our main dishes here in this island? Man, you gotta scratch your head and say our main dishes. I would even try to find two of the names right now for you, because the few little dishes that we had here in Cayman, they're like push under the counter. If you don't cook at home, you don't get them. You don't have Christmas, you don't get them. You understand? You can't even go to a decent restaurant in 7 Mile Beach and find something locally cooked Cayman style.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Milk. Huh?
I say that's true.
With coconut milk, and I mean coconut milk, you take the coconut and you grate it and get the juice from it. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And also up here at Spots Dock, that they always use when cold fronts are in, that the water is a bit rough downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Up there need cleaning up. The bush is taking the fence over. I mentioned that just a couple of months ago on your station. They're not even maintaining up there. So if the cold weather comes in now, let's say tomorrow, they're gonna send boat up there if the boat decides to stay, and then the place needs cleaning. Up there is up there they need to go and start doing some upgrading about up there, because when those visitors go, they got to walk on those tree stumps to get back down on that little pier they got there. That is very dangerous. Up there is very dangerous. They can go and enhance that if they want to enhance that, but they need to leave Georgetown alone. And if a visitor don't come by the boat, they will come by air. You cannot please everybody. In Caymanians, in Cayman, we need to stop trying to please everybody. Try to stop making Cayman look like New York or the Bronx or Canada. Well, I don't know any parts of Canada. I just call the name Bronx because I saw it on TV, whatever. I've never been there. You understand?
The Bronx in New York.
People come away. People come away to see something different from when they left home. People tell me they're not coming to see no high-rise building. I had some people
Yeah, they want
yesterday.
something different. Yeah.
Yeah, I had some people yesterday, and I was talking to them, and they wanted to do a tour, and I was telling them what the 7 Mile was all about, and what would be in West Bay to be seen. And I told them about the eastern side of the island, and you know what they say? Let's go to the eastern side island. And they enjoyed the eastern side of the island. So we came back and did a partial drive on the 7 Mile stretch, then took them back to the pier.
Mm-hmm.
So they saw the eastern side that they never saw when they came here a couple of years ago. And I told them what was on the 7 Mile, and they said they came here like 3 years ago. And the only thing added down there is a few more high-rise buildings and more cars on the road, you know. So they was glad to go up on the eastern side. I went to show them the old capital, Bordentown. Went into Pedro St. James. We didn't go and do the show, but they shop in the gift shop.
So they enjoyed that. They
gift shop.
enjoyed going out that way.
Huh?
They enjoyed going out there.
They enjoy going that way. So we just need to stop trying to please everybody, heart and pocket, and keeping us broke on this island. Because never visitors going to come regardless of whether it's by boat or plane. They come in one way or the other.
Maybe maybe the lack of pairs keeps the numbers that are manageable. That we're not overcrowded. We're not. I mean, I remember years ago when sometimes you look out there and there was 7 ships in a harbor,
Mm-hmm.
and the town was
today
just
they
with so
had
many
3.
people in town, and in the
Yeah, they had
stores.
3.
Yeah.
They had what, it was 4 or 5 yesterday, and they had 3 today.
But I know
And
there was a
down there
point
by-
where there was so many people. There were so many people in the duty-free stores downtown, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they couldn't get service. They didn't have enough people working in the stores to handle the crowd.
To serve them, even if they want to buy something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There was just too many
Exactly.
people.
And down there on Cardinal, Shaden Road, going back to the water side,
Mm-hmm.
there was not one police officer there directing traffic, and knowing all those 4 boats were doing yesterday, 4 or 5, whatever. And again today, no police officer by Royal Pier or by not Royal South and Shaden Road. No police officer. There was one that always dancing police, they call him, down by the Royal Pier area.
Yeah,
He was down
4th
there,
Street.
but they refused to put anyone up on the other top. If we're going to bring in 4 and 5 cruise ships today, we need some officers on our waterfront to help with the traffic and get the pedestrians cross safely. That's what I need to work on, and look out at these speeders that are trying to kill people in the morning and the nighttime.
Well, thanks for your
Yeah,
call.
I'm going,
Thanks for your call.
alrighty, bye.
You have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing about when they used to have, there was a time we would have like 7 ships, 8 ships out there. I mean, it was really crowded, and so many people on the street and so many people in the stores that the staff couldn't get to everybody in a timely manner. It was just too many people to handle. And that goes back to capacity. How many people can we really handle here? Do we have someone on the line? Okay, we have another caller. Good afternoon. You're on the Air Talk today. Good afternoon.
Shala, what's going on, my friend?
What's that?
What's going on?
Oh, a lot of things. We're talking about, but we're back to the cruise ship pairs today.
Okay.
But are you enjoying Thanksgiving today? Or are you going to wait for the Cayman Thanksgiving?
No. I'll get the best of both worlds.
Okay. Hey. But do you indulge? Do you indulge in Thanksgiving for the American Thanksgiving?
Why not? If I be truthful with you, my wife cooked a lovely turkey last night. So, Oh yeah.
So you'll be indulging today then.
Why not? Tell me why not.
So what's on your mind?
No, listening to the last call, I think she had some good points, but I also might want to add. Did you hear the saying that people say, I wish somebody would do something about a certain situation?
Yeah.
Good. Charlo, the best person to do that is us. When we talk about the food, I'm not a special cook, but I give myself credit for Cayman style beef, turtle meat, and a cassava cake.
Mm-mm.
Good. Caymanians need to step up to the plate. Ensure the visitors or anyone else what we can do with so many things, with our culture, the cooking we do in everything that is in Cayman culture, because I observe that we are losing fast our yesterday culture the way we was, and people are coming in and just hogging the boat and taking over. It is time that we teach the younger people and let them see the potential they have in just putting their shoulders to the wheel and let's get on with something. It is disheartening to see what she said about people getting half a drum and calling it jerk chicken and baked chicken and all of that. And I'm sorry. I will say so publicly. The quality of food, even in some of the restaurants, that's not Cayman food. It's not Cayman style beef. So come on, again, publicly, please, if you cannot cook Cayman style food properly, just keep your hands off, please.
Cook something else.
Absolutely. So there was a young guy that I think maybe last week that he wanted to get my number. If I remember right, you said, well, you didn't have it and you couldn't give it out.
Yeah.
So if you want, I can give you that number in case he calls and wants to get in touch with me. I'd be happy to sit down and talk with him and,
You want to give out your number?
Yeah, I'll give out my number. Why not? Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. It's 928
Uh-huh.
6923.
6923. Okay.
Yeah. And another thing before I go, I'm sure, I feel certain that we're going to get a good bloat in the next couple of days weather-wise.
Nor'wester?
Well, it's going to be a norther, and we're going to get cooler than usual weather. It's going to get pretty chilly.
Well, that sounds good. As long as the sea don't get too rough. Well, listen, I got two people hanging on, and I got about 5 minutes left.
Not a problem, child. Have yourself a pleasant afternoon.
You too. Enjoy that turkey your wife cooked.
All right. Bye.
We have another caller on the line there. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello?
Good afternoon, Chalo.
Yes, good afternoon.
Okay, man. I heard you speaking earlier on about what do we export?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Cayman exports millions of dollars every day. And that's money.
Yeah, in the financial industry.
Yeah. But why I had a question, this foot and mouth disease that I hear that is spreading. Where did that come from?
That I'm not sure of. I mean, that is not a disease with cattle.
No, I hear it's spreading amongst children at schools.
Is this in Cayman or in the UK?
In Cayman.
Foot and mouth disease. Mm.
Yeah, not only amongst children, but adults also.
Well, we'll have to check into that
Yeah,
because
because
that's a new one for me.
yeah, it looks to be something serious. So I was just wondering where it came from and how people come to catch it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. You take care. I think we have someone else there. Probably be our final call. Oh, we lost that one? Okay. But yeah, that's something new for me that there's an outbreak of foot and mouth disease. I really haven't heard anything about that. But interesting that we still got a lot of feelings going on about the cruise ship pairs. You got advocates for, you got people against. But it is quite an interesting debate because certainly it would be safer. People could get off the ship much easier. On the other hand, we have someone who deals with tourists, saying that a lot of tourists don't mind it. Even if they're elderly, they have no problem taking a tender in. And, even if they're to the point where they have to use a cane, they're okay with coming ashore on a tender. And maybe the lack of the pier controls the natural capacity that we don't get too overcrowded. Although if you had the piers, I'm sure you could still have controls there. They're saying, well, we're only going to have X number of ships in, even though we have the piers. Well, first of all, you have to decide how many people you can handle comfortably wherever you would put those piers, because you can't have a whole bunch of people descending on Georgetown all at one time. So I guess this debate is not over. We'll have to see where it goes, and it certainly is an important aspect of our tourism, because cruise tourism has always played a part in the economy. And I know that there's a lot of people who make a living off cruise tourism, regardless of what people say. I mean, you got the taxi drivers, you got people who do the tours, people who do water sports, take people out on the North Sound. And, that is a big factor in being able to maintain cruise tourism, because if you were to just eliminate that, there would be a big chunk of, change taken out of the economy. You've got the head taxes that help government revenues, and you've got also, people in the private sector, individuals, not necessarily big businesses, but individuals who make a living off of doing tours. Just as one of our callers there was telling about how, she took people from the cruise ships, took them up to the eastern districts, because that's where they wanted to go. They didn't want to see the more developed part of Cayman. They wanted to see what was out east, and they enjoyed the trip. So there's a lot of individual people that, the cruise ship passengers are part of their livelihood. It is 2:30, and that means that's it for me this afternoon. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you to all the callers who made it an interesting afternoon. And have a happy Thanksgiving today and December 7th. Enjoy your turkey. Enjoy your pumpkin pie. I'm Charles Glidden. Have a good afternoon.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.